Welcome back to US Coins Rarity and Value. If you love rare coins, hidden treasures, and coins worth thousands of dollars, you're in the right place. Today we're uncovering an incredible story behind the USA Lincoln Wheat Penny, a tiny coin that could be worth up to $8,000 if you know what to look for. Don't blink, because the coin hiding in your pocket change or old jar might be a rare collector's treasure. Hit subscribe, stay curious, and let's discover the valuable coins the world is searching for. Let's get started. First up in the 1950 1D Lincoln Wheat Penny stands as one of the most fascinating and highly sought-after pieces in the world of numismatics, especially when collectors encounter an example that survives despite years of circulation and environmental exposure. Even a very dirty specimen of this historic copper coin can ignite excitement among enthusiasts who recognize the deeper story hidden beneath the layers of wear. While it may not initially appear glamorous, the coin's connection to American history and its place within one of the most beloved coin series ever produced gives it remarkable appeal. Numismatists often describe such coins as sleeping treasures, pieces that carry both historical importance and surprising market potential. For collectors passionate about classic American pennies, the 1951 D issue represents a captivating blend of history, rarity in high grades, and the thrill of discovery, making it a prized treasure that continues to captivate enthusiasts and drive strong demand in the collector market. To fully appreciate the significance of the 1950 1D Lincoln Wheat Penny, it is essential to understand its historical background within the broader Lincoln Wheat Cent program. This coin was struck in 1951 at the famous Denver Mint, a facility responsible for producing millions of coins that circulated throughout the western United States. The Lincoln Cent design itself was originally introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of the birth of Abraham Lincoln, making it the first regular-issue U.S. coin to feature the portrait of a real historical figure. By 1951, America was entering the early years of the Cold War era, and coins like the 1951 D penny were part of everyday commerce during a time of rapid economic expansion and social change. Each surviving example therefore acts as a tangible connection to the past, reflecting both the artistry of mid-20th century coinage and the historical moment in which it circulated. The design features of the 1950 1D Lincoln Wheat Penny are among the most recognizable in American coinage. The obverse displays a dignified portrait of Abraham Lincoln, created by renowned sculptor Victor David Brenner, whose initials appear subtly on the coin. Surrounding the portrait are the inscriptions, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date 1951, while the small D mint mark beneath the date identifies its origin at the Denver Mint. On the reverse, two elegant wheat ears frame the central inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America, along with the national motto, E Pluribus Unum. Composed primarily of 95% copper with small amounts of tin and zinc, the coin measures 19 millimeters in diameter and weighs approximately 3.11 grams. When found in pristine or lightly circulated condition, the rich reddish-brown luster and sharp design details give the coin a striking visual appeal that collectors find irresistible. Although millions of these coins were produced, certain factors contribute to the perceived rarity and desirability of the 1950 1D Lincoln Wheat Penny. Many examples spent decades in circulation, which means high-grade survivors are surprisingly scarce. Coins discovered today in very dirty condition often tell a long story of use in daily commerce, but beneath the grime they may still possess collectible features. In some cases, varieties such as die cracks, repunched mint marks, or subtle doubling can elevate the coin's significance among specialists. The true challenge for collectors lies in finding specimens that retain strong details and minimal wear, particularly those graded in uncirculated or near-mint condition. Because most coins were heavily used, pristine pieces are far less common, creating a sense of rarity that fuels demand among serious numismatists. Market value for the 1950 1D Lincoln Wheat Penny varies widely depending on condition, variety, and certification. A typical heavily circulated or dirty example might only carry modest value, yet coins that reveal sharp details or rare die varieties can command significantly higher prices. In exceptional cases, especially when a coin is authenticated, professionally graded, and linked to a scarce variety, values can realistically range between $1,000 and $8,000 in the collector marketplace. Auction records occasionally show strong results for coins with brilliant red luster, outstanding strike quality, or notable minting anomalies. The combination of historical importance, visual appeal, and the ongoing popularity of the Lincoln Cent series has allowed these coins to maintain steady appreciation over time. For collectors interested in pursuing the 1950 1D Lincoln Wheat penny, several practical strategies can enhance the experience. First, it is wise to prioritize coins that have been authenticated and graded by reputable third-party grading services, as certification confirms authenticity and condition. Careful examination for unusual die varieties, mint mark placements, or doubling can also reveal hidden value. Purchasing coins through respected dealers, established coin shows, or trusted auction houses ensures greater security in the transaction. Enthusiasts are also encouraged to engage with numismatic communities and collector forums, where shared knowledge and market insights can help identify rare opportunities. Proper preservation is another essential aspect of collecting these historic pennies. Even a dirty coin should be handled carefully, as improper cleaning can permanently damage its surface and reduce its value. Collectors typically store their coins in archival quality holders or protective slabs that shield them from air, moisture, and fingerprints. Maintaining a stable environment and avoiding unnecessary handling helps preserve the coin's surfaces and color over time. With thoughtful care and storage, even a well-circulated example can remain a cherished artifact that continues to tell its historical story for generations. Beyond its well-known history, the 1951 D. Lincoln Wheat penny continues to attract attention because of the fascinating journey many of these coins experienced after leaving the mint. Produced at the Denver Mint, millions of these pennies entered everyday circulation across the United States during the early 1950s. They were used to purchase newspapers, candy, bus tickets, and countless ordinary goods, quietly passing from hand to hand for decades. Because pennies were often overlooked and rarely saved at the time, many were exposed to dirt, oxidation, and environmental conditions that gradually darkened their surfaces. Ironically, this long period of circulation adds to the charm of surviving examples today, especially for collectors who appreciate coins that tell a story of real historical use. Even a very dirty coin can reveal fascinating details about its past life in American commerce. Numismatic researchers have also identified interesting die characteristics within certain examples of the 1951 D. Lincoln Wheat penny, adding another layer of intrigue for specialists. Close examination sometimes reveals small die cracks, repunched mint marks, or minor doubling on letters and numbers. While these varieties may appear subtle to the untrained eye, experienced collectors understand that such features can significantly increase a coin's desirability. A dirty coin might actually hide these characteristics under layers of grime, meaning that careful inspection could reveal an unexpectedly valuable variety. This possibility fuels the excitement many collectors feel when searching through old jars, rolls of pennies, or inherited collections, hoping to uncover a rare and overlooked specimen. Another element that makes the 1951 D. Lincoln Wheat penny appealing is its connection to the final decade of the classic Lincoln Wheat cent design. By the early 1950s, the wheat ear reverse had already been in use for more than 4 decades, becoming one of the most recognizable coin designs in American history. These coins represent the closing chapter of that era before the reverse design changed to the Lincoln Memorial in 1959. As a result, collectors often see 1951 D examples as part of the final generation of traditional wheat cents. Holding one of these coins, especially a worn example that clearly circulated, can feel like holding a small piece of mid-20th century American life. In the end, the 1951 D. Lincoln Wheat penny represents far more than a simple 1-cent coin. It embodies a remarkable blend of American history, artistic design, and enduring collector fascination. From its origins at the Denver Mint to its iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, every detail reflects a legacy that continues to inspire numismatists around the world. Whether discovered in pristine red brilliance or hidden beneath layers of age and dirt, this coin remains a tangible connection to the past and a prized treasure within the beloved Lincoln Wheat cent series. For collectors seeking a meaningful and potentially valuable addition to their collection, the 1951 D penny offers both historical richness and the enduring thrill of numismatic discovery. Next up in the story of the 1940 Lincoln Wheat penny begins during one of the most dramatic periods in modern history. Minted in the early years of the 1940s, This humble copper coin circulated through American pockets at a time when the world stood on the edge of global conflict. The design honors the legacy of Abraham Lincoln, whose portrait had already appeared on the penny since 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of his birth. By 1940, the coin had become a familiar symbol of everyday American life, used to buy newspapers, candy, or a cup of coffee. Yet behind its ordinary appearance lies a powerful connection to history. Every worn edge and faded detail on surviving examples tells the story of the millions of Americans who handled this coin during the era of economic recovery after the Great Depression and the tense years leading into World War II. The obverse side of the 1940 penny features the dignified right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a design created by the talented sculptor Victor David Brenner. Brenner's portrait of Lincoln was groundbreaking because it marked the first time a real historical figure appeared on a circulating U.S. coin rather than a symbolic figure like Liberty. Around Lincoln's portrait appear the inscriptions "In God We Trust" along the upper rim, "Liberty" to the left, and the year 1940 to the right, sometimes accompanied by a small mint mark depending on where the coin was struck. Despite the coin's tiny size, the portrait conveys remarkable detail, from Lincoln's hair texture to the calm expression on his face, demonstrating Brenner's skill at translating sculpture into miniature metal artwork. Turning the coin over reveals the classic wheat ear reverse design that gave this coin its famous nickname, the wheat penny. Two tall wheat stalks curve along the left and right sides of the reverse, framing the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. At the top appears the Latin phrase, E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one, a motto reflecting the unity of the American states. This reverse design remained in use from 1909 until 1958, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. For collectors and historians, the wheat ears symbolize the nation's agricultural strength and the prosperity that farming brought to the United States during the early 20th century. The year 1940 is particularly fascinating for coin collectors because pennies were produced at 3 different United States mint facilities that year. These included the main mint in Philadelphia Mint, as well as branch mints in Denver Mint and San Francisco Mint. Coins struck in Philadelphia carried no mint mark, while those from Denver featured a small D, and those from San Francisco displayed an S. Each version has its own mintage numbers and collecting interest. With millions produced overall, yet certain high-grade examples from these mints have become highly sought after due to their rarity in pristine condition. The metal composition of the 1940 Lincoln wheat penny also reflects the manufacturing traditions of the era. These coins were made primarily from 95% copper with small amounts of tin and zinc, giving them the distinctive reddish-brown color collectors admire. Over decades of circulation, however, many coins darkened into chocolate brown tones or developed spots and scratches from everyday use. Ironically, the worn and dirty examples that survive today often spark curiosity because they provide tangible evidence of how widely the coin circulated during the early 20th century. Each mark or discoloration tells a silent story about the journeys the coin made through countless hands. While the 1940 penny itself is not considered extremely rare in circulated grades, collectors pay close attention to its condition. Coins graded in mint state condition, meaning they were never used in everyday transactions, can command significantly higher prices. Bright red uncirculated examples with sharp details are especially desirable because copper coins tend to tarnish over time. Professional grading services evaluate factors such as surface quality, strike sharpness, and color when determining value, and a perfectly preserved 1940 Lincoln wheat penny can sell for many times more than its humble 1 cent face value. Another reason collectors admire the 1940 wheat penny is the possibility of minting variations and minor errors. Small details such as doubled lettering, unusual die marks, or subtle variations in strike quality can make certain coins more intriguing to specialists. While most 1940 pennies look nearly identical, the thrill of searching for a rare variety keeps collectors examining old jars, piggy banks, and inherited coin collections. Discovering a unique variation from this year can transform an ordinary coin into a fascinating collectible artifact. Beyond monetary value, the 1940 Lincoln wheat penny carries emotional and historical significance. During that era, pennies were essential in daily commerce, and children often saved them in small banks while adults used them in everyday purchases. The coin represents a moment in American history when the nation was recovering from economic hardship and preparing for the challenges of a rapidly changing world. Holding one of these coins today can feel like holding a small piece of that past, a physical link to the people who lived, worked, and dreamed during that time. Another fascinating aspect of the 1940 Lincoln wheat penny is how widely it traveled during its years in circulation. In the 1940s, pennies played a much bigger role in everyday life than they do today, often used for small purchases like candy, postage stamps, or local newspapers. Because millions of Americans handled these coins daily, the 1940 penny passed through countless hands, from shopkeepers and factory workers to soldiers preparing for uncertain times. Over decades of circulation, the coin gradually lost its bright copper shine and developed the darker patina that collectors see today. That worn appearance, sometimes called a circulated look, actually adds character, reminding collectors that this small coin once moved through the bustling economic life of an entire nation. Collectors are especially interested in the survival rate of high-quality examples of the 1940 penny. While the mintage numbers were very large, relatively few coins remained untouched or perfectly preserved. Many were heavily circulated, damaged, or melted down over the years, which means finding one with sharp details and original red copper color can be surprisingly difficult. Coins graded at the highest levels, such as mint-state pieces with vibrant surfaces, are often preserved in protective holders and carefully stored to prevent oxidation. These well-preserved examples reveal the original beauty of the design, including the fine lines of Lincoln's coat and the delicate grains in the wheat ears on the reverse. Another intriguing feature of the 1940 wheat penny is its connection to the evolving technology of coin production in the United States. During this period, the United States Mint had already refined its minting process to produce coins quickly and efficiently for a growing population. Massive presses stamped thousands of coins every hour, yet each one still carried the detailed artistry first introduced by Victor David Brenner decades earlier. The combination of artistic design and industrial production made the Lincoln wheat penny one of the most recognizable coins ever produced in the United States. The cultural symbolism of the 1940 penny also contributes to its lasting appeal. The portrait of Abraham Lincoln represents ideals of leadership, unity, and perseverance, qualities deeply admired in American history. At the same time, the wheat ears on the reverse symbolize growth, harvest, and the strength of agriculture in the nation's development. Together, these design elements reflect the identity of the United States during the early 20th century, blending political heritage with the everyday realities of farming and industry. Because of this symbolism, the coin is often viewed not just as currency, but as a miniature historical monument. Today, the 1940 Lincoln wheat penny continues to attract collectors, historians, and treasure hunters who search through old collections hoping to find a well-preserved example. While many of these coins are still worth only a few cents in circulated condition, rare high-grade pieces can sell for impressive prices in auctions or private sales. More importantly, the coin remains a powerful reminder that even the smallest object can hold a deep connection to the past. Whether displayed in a collection, discovered in an old jar of coins, or passed down through generations, the 1940 wheat penny continues to tell the story of a nation, its people, and the enduring legacy of its history. In the end, the 1940 Lincoln wheat penny proves that even the smallest coin can hold remarkable meaning. From the artistic portrait of Abraham Lincoln to the symbolic wheat ears and the rich copper tone that ages with time, this coin embodies a blend of art, history, and everyday life. Collectors continue to treasure it not just for potential value, but for the stories it carries across generations. Whether discovered in pocket change, inherited from a relative, or displayed in a coin collection, the 1940 wheat penny remains a quiet but powerful reminder that history often survives in the simplest objects. Next up in the 1945 D Lincoln wheat penny with the distinctive D mint mark stands as one of the most fascinating and highly sought-after coins within the celebrated Lincoln wheat penny series. Even when discovered in a very dirty or heavily circulated condition, this humble 1-cent piece continues to captivate numismatic enthusiasts around the world. Collectors are drawn to it not only because of its age, but also because of the remarkable stories embedded in its worn copper surfaces. Over time, certain surviving examples, particularly those with strong details or rare varieties, have gained recognition as prized treasures in the marketplace. For passionate collectors, finding a 1945 D-wheat penny in old jars, estate collections, or circulation can feel like uncovering a small piece of hidden American history, making it a coin that continues to inspire curiosity, excitement, and strong collector demand. The historical roots of this coin reach back to the final months of World War II, when the United States economy and industry were transitioning from wartime production toward peace. The United States Mint struck the 1945 D cent at the famous Denver Mint in Denver, Colorado, marking it with the small D mint mark beneath the date. This coin belongs to the long-running Lincoln Cent series, first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of the birth of Abraham Lincoln, one of America's most revered presidents. By 1945, the coin had already become a familiar everyday object in American life, yet it also served as a symbolic reminder of unity and resilience during a transformative moment in global history. Each surviving example from this year represents a tangible connection to the era when the war was drawing to a close and the nation was preparing for a new chapter of peace and rebuilding. The artistic design of the 1945 D. Lincoln wheat penny remains one of the most iconic in American coinage. On the obverse, the dignified portrait of President Abraham Lincoln faces right, accompanied by the inscriptions, "In God We Trust" above, "Liberty" to the left, and the date 1945 to the right with the small D mint mark beneath it. The reverse showcases the classic wheat ear design created by the talented engraver Victor David Brenner. Two stylized wheat stalks frame the words 1 cent and United States of America, while the national motto, E Pluribus Unum, appears above. Struck from a bronze alloy primarily composed of copper, the coin measures approximately 19 millimeters in diameter and weighs about 3.11 grams. Even in worn or dirty condition, the balance of simplicity and symbolism in its design continues to give the coin strong visual appeal and historical character. While millions of these pennies were produced in 1945, rarity can still emerge through specific varieties, strong strikes, and well-preserved examples. Coins that display unusual characteristics, such as subtle die variations, doubled lettering, or exceptionally sharp details, can attract intense attention from collectors. Additionally, finding a 1945 D cent in near mint or uncirculated condition is surprisingly challenging because most examples spent decades in everyday circulation. A very dirty coin might initially appear common, but careful cleaning by professionals or proper evaluation sometimes reveals surprising detail beneath the surface. This combination of high original mintage but limited high-grade survivors contributes to the intriguing rarity factor that drives ongoing interest in the coin. The market value of the 1945 D. Lincoln wheat penny varies significantly depending on condition, eye appeal, and the presence of any rare varieties. Ordinary circulated pieces typically carry modest value, but coins with sharper details, unique die varieties, or exceptional preservation can command much higher prices in the collector market. For rare high-grade or variety examples, auction records and private sales have demonstrated values ranging from around $1,000 to as much as $8,000, particularly when professionally graded and certified by reputable coin grading services. Collectors often pay premiums for pieces with attractive color, original surfaces, and strong design detail. The steady appreciation of classic wheat pennies over the decades has further strengthened their reputation as both collectible treasures and long-term numismatic investments. For collectors hoping to acquire or evaluate a 1945 D. wheat penny, several practical strategies can greatly increase success. First, prioritizing coins that have been authenticated and graded by respected certification companies helps ensure both authenticity and accurate condition assessment. Carefully examining the coin for clear mint marks, strong lettering, and possible double die features can reveal hidden varieties that significantly boost value. It is also wise to purchase coins from trusted dealers, established coin shows, or reputable auctions to avoid counterfeits or altered pieces. Engaging with experienced collectors through online forums, numismatic clubs, or educational resources can also provide valuable insights into market trends and collecting strategies. Proper care and preservation are equally important for maintaining the value of this historic penny. Even a coin found in very dirty condition should never be harshly cleaned, as improper cleaning can permanently damage the surfaces and dramatically reduce collector value. Instead, Coins should be stored in protective holders such as archival flips or certified slabs that shield them from moisture, oils, and environmental damage. Minimizing handling and keeping coins in stable, dry conditions will help preserve the original bronze surfaces. Over time, well-preserved coins often develop attractive natural toning, which many collectors view as a desirable characteristic that enhances the coin's authenticity and appeal. Beyond its basic identity as a circulating 1-cent coin, the 1945 D. Lincoln Wheat penny represents an era when everyday currency quietly reflected the economic strength and recovery of the United States at the end of World War II. Coins from this year circulated through factories, grocery stores, and military bases across the country, becoming small witnesses to a powerful moment in global history. Because of this context, collectors today view the 1945 D cent not merely as copper currency, but as a miniature historical artifact. Even when found in very dirty condition, with darkened surfaces or accumulated grime from decades of use, the coin retains a certain charm that fascinates enthusiasts. Many collectors actually enjoy discovering these worn examples because they hint at a long journey through American life. And sometimes beneath the dirt lies surprising detail that reveals a much more attractive coin than expected. Another aspect that increases the fascination surrounding this penny is the possibility of subtle die varieties and striking characteristics produced during the minting process. During busy production years at the Denver Mint, dies were used repeatedly to meet the nation's demand for coinage, and this heavy usage sometimes resulted in minor doubling, die cracks, or distinctive strike patterns. Although such variations are not always obvious at first glance, especially on coins that appear dirty or heavily circulated, experienced collectors carefully inspect them under magnification. Discovering a minor double die detail or unusual die marker can instantly transform what appears to be an ordinary coin into a significantly more desirable collectible. This element of discovery keeps collectors searching through rolls and old collections in hopes of finding a hidden treasure among otherwise common pieces. The visual character of a very dirty 1945 D. Wheat penny can also tell a unique story about its long life in circulation. Over time, the copper-bronze alloy reacts with air, moisture, and handling, often producing deep brown, chocolate, or even dark olive tones across the coin's surface. While excessive grime can obscure the design, many collectors appreciate natural patina because it reflects authenticity and age. When the coin's original details, such as the sharp outline of Lincoln's portrait or the elegant wheat stalks on the reverse, remain visible beneath this aged surface, the piece gains a rustic charm that modern coins rarely possess. In some cases, careful professional conservation can reveal a surprisingly attractive appearance while still preserving the coin's natural character. Within the broader landscape of the Lincoln Wheat penny series, the 1945 D issue continues to maintain steady popularity among collectors building date and mint mark sets. In the end, the 1945 D. Lincoln Wheat penny represents far more than just a small copper coin. It embodies a compelling blend of history, artistry, and numismatic fascination. From its connection to the closing chapter of World War II to its iconic design honoring Abraham Lincoln, the coin continues to captivate enthusiasts who appreciate the stories hidden within everyday objects. Whether discovered in pocket change, inherited collections, or carefully curated sets, this penny remains a cherished collectible with enduring appeal. For collectors around the world, pursuing a remarkable example of the 1945 D. Wheat penny offers the rewarding experience of owning a tangible connection to the past, one that continues to shine as a prized treasure in the world of numismatics.